Welcome to Lawd Lukan. It's time to swap your prison blues for love's wild hues as we dive into another episode of Life After Lockup. Also on today's show, Montana Millz hides a private eye to follow Juju.
So what happened?
Never came,
though?
but it
what
never
happened?
came.
Tell them what happened when you got the file back from your PI. What did it say?
Quiana stops flashing her signage at everyone going past. Damodrick is one sus
I met Quiana when I was 16, she was 12.
What? What's that? Did he just say? Well, we'll get to that in a minute. Then we check in with the Millz's and take a look at the next great American fake-off, and we meet Mocha Blast replacements, as this barber may have given a sneaky little peeky and a bit of footage from the next season featuring Juju and Millsy.
When I'm coming home, fill up the sky, I fill up the dome.
And romance scammer Mocha Blast shows his little face. All this and more right here on the Lawd Lukan channel.
Undetect the contraptions, we break it all down in fractions.
Ahoy, Buenos Dias, and guten Abend to you. Big loves to those who've subscribed, you beautiful people, and a pour revere spoon to the lords and ladies of the Lukan Manor. I was talking in the comments with one of the beautiful people, comparing the latest season of Life After Lockup with some of the classic characters we've met in the 6 seasons. This then led me to take the little white rabbit by the hand and take a quick delve into the world of the Millz's 2 years after my first video covering them. The Great American Fake-Off. So join me on the love seat as I take you on a journey from current cast to fakers past. We start off though in Lalu Land and find ourselves alongside Quiana as she awaits her night in grey polyester. Poor thing, she's been cheerleading since about 7 AM. She's going from yay to aww every minute or so. And just when she's had enough of the old woohoo boohoo, Quiana makes a call.
Hello?
Good morning. Who is this?
No, I'm in France.
Yes, I'm outside.
Yeah, I'm in France. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah.
I've been standing here. You can't see me?
No, it's rubbish. No, I'll ring you back.
Then the moment she's been waiting for has arrived. Damodrick is here, and Quiana is on her way to meet him.
That boy is right there.
Ready? Put it down. Put it down. Put it down.
What do you do if you're the guy? You've just emerged from the depths of hell, rubbing the morning sun from your eyes as you take your first breath of real air in the real outside world, and you're greeting with a woman of various sizes coming at you full pelt. You know you've got to be catching that lady. You've got no choices. She's got this image of her head of flinging herself into a man's arms. He lifts her into the air of freedom and love. But his dumbass has to catch her flying ass. And that's all good, right? It's just you and your cute-looking butt, right? If an average-sized American woman weighing about 75 kilograms runs at an average jogging speed of roughly 11 miles an hour and leaps onto her partner of similar mass, then this force is roughly equivalent to the weight of 190 kilograms. Or 419 pounds, which is a force of 1,875 newtons. And if, like me, you're thinking, what the hell does that mean? To put it in perspective, a pro boxer can hit you with the force of 700 newtons. So a 75 kilogram woman can hit you twice as hard as Mike Tyson. Let's say New Girl Brooklyn is coming at you. Well, the force of a 200-pound woman would be 2,275 newtons, which is roughly equivalent to the weight of 2 adult male pandas, or a fully stacked vending machine, or a grand piano. So, you know, when you're thinking, yeah, he'll catch me, it'll look great on my reels, just spare a little thought for the landing zone. It's good, we're good, the Quiana has landed, and Damodrick gets a sneaky grope. Then they go into the interview part, where they usually make the guys wear the most heinous shirts. I mean, what is this pattern? Vomit? Typical though for the Lalu people. Always a nasty shirt somewhere. Anyway, they talk about Damodrick's past. How he's totally different from other criminals because he's educated. Yeah, sure, because those educated people never commit crimes. And then they asked him how he and Quiana met.
I met Quiana when I was 16, she was 12.
Say what?
She was 12.
Okay, well, yeah, maybe they used to play in the street together. Maybe it's just totally kids meeting kids.
I told Quiana, when you get older, talk to me, we'll see where we at.
Oh, it was grooming. I see. So, a 16-year-old boy approaches a 12-year-old girl and tells her he's going to do whatever once she's older. And you know his words weren't,
You get older, talk to me, we'll see where we at.
And that's fine, is it? This is just some part of some Romeo and Juliet story? No, my little number. That is what we call grooming. Who the hell looks at like a 12-year-old girl and thinks, I'll put her in the save for later list? PDF file vibes, that is what that is. And there's more. He said he hooked up with her after college.
When I came back home from college, we finally decided we would talk and actually make something out of it.
Depending on how old he was when he left college, and depending on what college and university he was at, he would have been somewhere between 18 and 21 when they got it on, when she would have only been between 14 and 17 years old. The legal age of consent in Texas is 17 years old, unless the partner is less than 4 years older. So, maybe it's all fine. No, it's very much not fine. As my learned friend would say.
You know what'll stop him every single time? The wood chipper!
But how does this lead us to the Millz's? We can say many things about Mr. Montana, but one thing for sure, he's definitely not a P-redditor. Like old Damodrick over there. It was the similarity between him and current cast members. Damodrick here has the hand-me-down nasty printed shirts that Mill had. And Julius had sold nasty F stuff to undercover cops, just like Millz did. And that led me to ask, what are the Millz's up to at the moment? Busy on their world tours, selling out arenas and taking over the sports shoe industry? Well, let's take a little trip to Texas, again, for Clayton's South Padre Island, Texas spring break. Yes, and here's Juju and Millz, rocking the crowd on stage. Not a bad number of people for a Millz gig. Some of them are even paying attention. Most of them are just going about their family fun day with a bring your own bottle policy. But we're going to ask, what is there to look at? Millz is dressed pretty regular. Juju's looks like she stepped off the school run and forgot her shoes. And what's that's the show? Sure, it's a family event, but put some effort in. There are 4 people on stage here. These two rapping over a track. Then what's that about? Couldn't they get an instrumental and do a vocal live? No, they struggle with performing the vocals they do in the studio. But I'll get to that in just a moment. So anyway, there's these two kind of miming, then there's this guy on stage, and whoever's filming. So the glorious audience over here, aside from being mostly uninterested, are supposed to be entertained by 2 people who look like they were in the crowd 2 seconds ago, and a couple of guys with the phones out. Where's the show? Where's the entertainment? Where's the reason to give a shit? Even at Millz's launch party for his album, back in October 2024, he's just standing there on his phone, which I'm sure looks wicked in your posts, but god damn it, man, pay your audience some attention. Have some stage presence. Entertain, Mr. Entertainer Man. Back at the gig, and let's see those people on stage again. Here's an interesting thing about this guy. This is Jay the Barber. Who or what is Jay the Barber? Well, it's this guy. He does hair. Surprisingly, he also happens to have been the guy who cuts Mike's curls off and used him in adverts about a year ago. He described himself as a reality TV cast member, but as he's got no previous credits, I can only assume that Lalu is what he's referring to. For some reason, he's replaced Mocha Blast at Millz's handjob sucky whoa you're amazing man. Coincidentally, he has a barbershop in Vegas, just like Mocha did. It is a coincidence though. They aren't the same company, but he does go to the studios with them. And here is where he gives a little something away on his Instagram. Hang on a second. Is that Mike and Juju's place in Vegas? Is that the Lalu crew? Well, he doesn't say who and why, probably due to his contract, but that's a little bit like a glimpse into the future to me. Mocha, of course, is still around. Pops his big old scamming head into a shot of their latest video to do a gun sign thing. That's appropriate. And what I'm referring to, of course, is one of their latest offerings called Goofy. It's weird because Juju has the ability to look low cost in every shot. And it's pretty awful even though they had a decent director. A guy called Philly Flyboy. Or Steve, as he's also known. I guess they didn't want the vocals to sync with the mouth then.
It really ain't drill, this is hip hop.
Now, that's the thing about these fakey rappers. Sure, you can get that flow and that speed with take after take in the studio, but not being able to keep up with your own vocals is pretty shameful.
But the Ruger get 'em wetter than a jet ski.
It's all out of sync and badly edited. I heard somewhere that the TV network paid for the video, but I can't substantiate that claim, so I'll be guessing that someone less able put it together afterwards. You can, of course, only work with what you have. And if you have to shoot these 2 idiots messing up the line constantly, then what you get is a video which is edited quick enough for people not to notice how bad it is. Like the glitch cuts, which leave half an image at the bottom of the screen, and focus on the clothes, which I'm guessing was a sponsorship thing. However, if WeTV did pay for it, it would explain how Millz and Snoop Dogg managed to work with the same guy. Same with the studio we can see them going to in New York. Oh, by the way, anyone seen the kids? They're going around New York too? Maybe a bit of Texas? No? Anyway, they record a song at Platinum Sound in New York, founded by Wyclef Jean. So those lucky people over at Platinum can now add Montana, Millz and Juju to their illustrious list of clients, which do include Lady Gaga, Shakira and Beyonce. I didn't realise these top places would accept Juju's EBT card. The stats for this video afterwards are a little odd too. It's released and has the initial burst of views, which is typical, flattens out over time. Then, suddenly loads of interest, but only on 2 days. That's not sus at all. The video for Goofy kicks off with some delightful images of Juju and Millz on a storage container. Blimey, it must be a bit nippy out there. You can imagine the kids at school, can't you? Hey, Wisconsin Jim Money, what's your mum and dad up to? Did I mention I'm adopted? Then Millz forgets that he's got an American accent and transforms into Jar Montana from Kingston Town.
Time is dance is the chain reaction. That's the law of attraction.
That was like the worst Jamaican accent I've heard. Isn't he supposed to be from like Trinidad and Tobago or something and can't even do an accent? Anyway, then comes a line about them making a movie but it ain't Tubi.
Turn this shit into a movie. I ain't talking about no Tubi.
Great line. But also insulting for the director, who also makes films for Tubi. Then he mentions the game of chess. Ooh, he must be super smart talking about chess.
Playing chess, don't try to move me with.
Yeah, well, it's not really how chess works. You know, you sort of move yourself, not each other. Just saying. Then Juju throws down the largest stash of cheese since the 1984 Jenner landslide.
They've been watching my moves, and they're still mad they can't do what I do.
Possibly the most outdated, cringy cheese fest I've heard. Again, still can't get the lip sync right.
See, with some Coke bricks, I was sipping on a Pepsi.
Got to say though, she's got a decent set of boobies for a lady who's had like 50 kids or something. So, you know, hooray for boobies. Good job. And when we pause the group shot, check out the gangsters. Well, this one in the glasses might need to do their homework soon. And presumably the rest of their kids, plus the director and Mocha. We know the kids are there because the daughter appears in this shot. Then we get a masterclass on how to look broke in your own video. During the film, we get this car doing donuts and all this exciting stuff. Then Millz kind of does some posing next to it. Then the guy who owns it comes back, makes a face, and drives off in the car. Looking way cooler than Millz did in the entire video. Yeah, great. Check me out, hanging around the cool guy's car. 2 minutes and 22 seconds of middle of the road cringe. Not sure what I meant about these guys, but they can't seem to make a song last longer than 2 minutes. Still, I wonder how life has been for them since the show. Well, we know they got a YouTube channel. It's quite funny because their most viewed video is of me, and my most viewed video is of them. But what about their personal life? How's that been? Well, Juju describes herself now as a full-time reality star.
Pretty much a reality TV professional at this point.
No, not really. You appear in like half a dozen shows a year, and no one pays you for appearances. Still, that's not all the reveal on their podcast, Married, Messy, and Uncut.
That's really why we started Married, Messy, and Uncut, because we are married.
We're
get a little messy and
sure.
We're going to give it to you uncut, so, you know.
Where they spend most of the time reminding people that they were on Life After Lockup and meandering around their egos.
Mike and Justine from the famous hit show, Life After Lockup.
My name's Justine. You may know me from the hit TV show on WeTV, Life After Lockup.
My name is Michael Persaud. I'm 37 years old, and I'm also on the hit WeTV show called Life After Lockup.
We've became an inspiration to a lot of people, and a lot of people follow our love story because we inspire, and I just love that about us.
But Millz does admit that in the past he hired a private detective to follow Juju.
And this woman my all, okay? She tells me she does this, she does that during her day. She's not doing anything. She's, you know, this, that. And I believe her. I so heartedly believe her. But, that little but.
Ain't nothing little about that but. See?
I don't want to be wrong. I don't want to sit here for all these years and invest myself and my feelings and everything into this woman who I'm going to come out and build a relationship with. And then she's been two-timing, like they say back in the days, me with these random bozos because she really wasn't holding me down.
Now, what did they find?
This private investigator, friend of the family, was like, you know what? Give me $700. I'll sit on her ass for like 2 days. I'm like, shit, say less. Boom. The guy goes, follows her into Walmart, follows her. I think he had followed you to a what was it, a practice or something, or cheer? You were doing something out there.
Probably taking my son to practice or something.
Something. You were at a field.
Yeah, he probably had baseball practice.
So I got these pictures back, and
Nothing. She went to Walmart and gave Mike a ring. Wow.
it was literally just her on the phone with me, and walking in and out of Walmart a few times, going back home, even pictures of her through her kitchen window, washing dishes and stuff. I guess I don't know what she was doing.
His self-doubt was well worth that $700 and a stranger stalking your missus for a couple of days. Did they establish boundaries? Like, sure, go ahead and tailor, but, through windows is a little bit intrusive.
But, like, just honestly, she was everything she said she was, and when I got it back, I did feel horrible, which is why I told you. I told you because I didn't want that shit on my conscience, but, I did feel bad because it was kind of more like I just felt like, damn, I didn't believe in my feelings. I had self-doubt, not about her, but about me.
So he hires some random guy for $700 who says he'll stalk your missus for a couple of days, and he goes around spying on her through the kitchen window. What the hell? You'd invade your wife's privacy to that degree and pay $700 for the privilege. What if she saw him in the garden or something and went all mocha blast on his ass? Millz comes home to a blood-soaked Juju. Oh yeah, sorry darling, I just imagined that you weren't leading a mind-numbingly boring lifestyle because I'm projecting my own behaviour on you. I meant because it was my brain, or I don't know, something, I don't know.
I was doubting how I felt. Like, I was like, damn, if I continue to feel like this, am I going to get hurt? Is it going to be fake? Is it going to be, you know what I mean? So it was more of a thing for me. It was never because I felt like you were not being honest or anything. I just wanted to make sure,
Can you imagine that conversation playing out? Hey, Juju, funny story. Yeah, but Juju is surprisingly peaceful about it all, which makes me wonder if instead of being mad about it, she thought it was funny because he was being very stupid and he's gonna blown all his own cash up the wall, finding out that Juju was just doing typical mum stuff.
But I understood where you were coming from when you did it. I actually thought it was kind of funny because I knew that you must have felt foolish when you got those pictures back.
But it feels
not exactly the most significant of revelations. Millz and Juju also take to the topic of Super Bowl. And whilst Juju enjoyed the show,
honestly, who cares about the football? We're there for the halftime show.
We're not.
That's why I was there, and that's why 130-something million people were there.
And I think Mikey Poo gets a little bit jealous when Juju starts admiring another rapper's bars.
We were there for Kendrick, okay? And I know it's debatable whether it was a good show or not. And to me, I thought it was good. I thought it was cool.
I thought it was trash.
Millz decided that Kendrick Lamar's performance wasn't all that.
I thought it was trash. I'm sorry. I'm just saying, like, I just walking around and dicking them, vicking them, running them bell bottoms. Like, it wasn't, It didn't do it for me. Honestly, there was nothing he did that was crazy.
Okay.
Can you imagine? Montana Millz is criticizing your stage performance. Interesting enough though, Millz put Kendrick Lamar as one of the tags of his latest video. Intriguing? Yeah, really bad then, is he?
Honestly, there was nothing he did that was crazy.
Okay.
Say what you want about Kendrick, but I think he outshone the Persauds in that Super Duper Beat show and Mike's album launch. Mike's still claiming, of course, to be signed to Virgin Music Group, which kind of exists. It has a guy called Montel Fish and another one called Meek Mill, so I guess that's close enough for Mike, who claimed to be French Montana of the Latin Grammys whilst being incarcerated at the time. And what then of our friend Mr. Mocha Blast? Well, he needs a whole video of his own, which will be coming very soon. And that draws this episode to an end, as that's all the time I have for today. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure to occupy your mind for a moment. So if you enjoy what I do, then please do like, subscribe, and try one of these delightful offerings. So until we meet again, stay beautiful, love to my three, and you take care of yourself.
Please subscribe now for our play. Thank you.